Hey guys, this is Comic Uno, and today I'm doing a review for X-Men Prime, issue 1. And before I start talking about this issue, just want to give you guys a couple updates. Of course, I have Comic Uno, episode 186, and that's show where I review all the comics I've read this week in one show. And in the description below, there are the exclusive comics for that show, and the episode will be annotated. But let's start talking about X-Men Prime, issue 1, which is the big one-shot getting us ready for Resurrection, which is the big rebranding of the X-Men, which I was particularly very excited for. A, because Kitty Pryde. B, because of Kitty Pryde. But C, because I haven't picked up an X-Men book in a couple of months now, maybe a year, because I really did not like the direction of the X-Men, and that is so weird for me because I've never dropped all the X-Men books. I'm a huge X-Men fan, but I just didn't like any of the titles. The only book I think I was reading was All New Wolverine, and that's it. It was so strange, because like I said, I'm a huge X-Men fan. Next to the Spider-Man franchise, X-Men's my franchise. So it was so weird not to pick anything up. But I was very excited to pick this up and see what the new rebranding of the X-Men would bring us. So let's see. Cover is, I believe, the art that we will be seeing in X-Men Gold, which I don't know why I don't love. I don't love the artwork for the cover, but I feel maybe because Kitty, they definitely aged Kitty a bit for the art style. But I don't know. I'm not a big fan. I think their faces look a bit small, but I don't love the art. Now going into the artwork though for the interior. So overall, I like the art. I do like kind of this classic look it brings, but at the same time, it kind of takes me away from the issue. A lot of times, I think proportions were off. Like the characters' eyes always changed, like the shape of their eyes were changing throughout the issue. But especially like in the end, where we have Kitty give this big speech in the end of the issue, and she doesn't have a face. It's just the lack of detail that's in the issue. So I thought that was kind of a problem throughout the issue. Other art style, because we did have other artists on here, was pretty good. There's times where the coloring was a little bit too much orange and red and felt like a lot of stuff was going on. But overall, the artwork wasn't too bad, but I thought that was the falter of this issue. But let's see what's going on with the story. So with this issue, we open up with Kitty Pryde in Chicago dancing, and let me just say I love this opening so much as a Kitty Pryde fan. I am a huge Kitty Pryde fan. She is my second favorite character of all time, so I love this. I love that it was Kitty quoting Wolverine. It was Kitty dancing, which was a big part of her, the way the character was introduced. And I love the lines, like, I love dancing, but I kind of suck at it, which makes sense, because she hasn't danced in a very long time. She has the Star of David. I mean, the list goes on of, like, how perfect this opening scene is. And then we get to see Storm, you know, who's obviously a close friend to Kitty, come to Kitty and say, hey, you should rejoin the X-Men. Kitty's like, why? I don't really want to. And Storm says, well, I want to quit. That's the reason why, and I really want you to be part of the X-Men. I trust you. And I love this scene because it's literally a callback to Kitty's first appearance and Kitty's first conversation to Storm. If you look side by side, it's the exact scene. There's even the Coca-Cola background. So I love the homage to that. But then, yeah, it's Kitty going back to the mansion. Also, there's a little Weapon X story put in there. I just want to mention that with Lady Deathstrike. So that's a very small portion of the issue. But then we go back to Kitty going to the mansion, which she finds out is in limbo. And she's like, whoa, okay, things have changed. But at the same time, things hasn't. It kind of has the same vibe to it. But Kitty's like, even though it's kind of similar things happening in the mansion, I still feel like there's something off. And as she explores the mansion and talks to people that she knows and loves, she sees that, and she sees that she has to be the leader of the X-Men. But at the same time, things have to change. She wants the X-Men to be heroes again. She doesn't want the X-Men to be fearing stuff anymore. And instead of, you know, being in upstate New York, she puts the mansion right in Central Park, right in the middle of New York, in the middle of, in the heart of the superhero community / the human community. So that's where we see Kitty kind of leading the X-Men. Also, we do have kind of an intro to X-Men Blue, too, where we see Jean and the rest of the team saying, hey, we don't belong here anymore. Let's go. And that's pretty much it. It's, let's go. So we'll see how they connect in the end to the rest of the story. But I liked how they weaved in all the stories. I liked how they weaved in the Weapon X story. Obviously, X-Men Gold was the bigger story here. And then X-Men Blue, you had a little bit of storyline. But Kitty is the best character to lead this X-Men, because obviously she's picking people that she's very close to. Storm, yeah, Peter, Ileana, Nightcrawler, list goes on, and these are the people she's very close to. So Rachel, and I like that. But at the same time, what's so interesting is that Kitty was the youngest X-Men. That's always what she was known for. She was the youth of the X-Men. And what was always interesting about Kitty is that she didn't stay that way, you know? We saw her grow up. We saw her fall in love. We saw her die. We saw her do all these things and, you know, try to find her identity, which I still think she's looking for. But, so it's interesting to see that character take on the future of the X-Men. I think it's the perfect character to do so. She knows the past of the X-Men, but she also knows what she wants for the future of them. And I love the little jokes Kitty makes throughout the issues. Like, it's so weird being older than Jean and Scott, because that is kind of a weird notion to think about, if you really think about it. But I loved it. If you're a big Kitty fan, you will enjoy this. I think it's a love letter to her character. But at the same time, it's a love letter to Chris Claremont's X-Men, because it focuses back on what should be focused on the X-Men, and that's the human elements, and that's why Claremont's series did so well, is that yes, of course, you have the superhero elements and all that, but it always focused on human relationships. It focused on the relationship of the X-Men, and I think that's what this book really needed. It needed that new direction, which is actually its old direction, to forget about the big battles against each other or against Inhumans. It's to focus back on the mission of the X-Men, to look towards the future, and to be heroes. That's exactly what they are, and I love that Kitty's the one who's kind of directing them to do that. Now, the reason I couldn't put this as pick of the week was because of the artwork. I thought the artwork could have used some work, and that's where, you know, you have to level your fandom. As much as I love this as a Kitty Pryde fan, again, there were some falters in the artwork where I couldn't put this as pick of the week or a 5-star book, but overall, I did give this issue 4.5 stars, so definitely pick it up, and I think it's a great direction for the X-Men, and I hope that all these series continue in this direction and make me this happy as an X-Men fan. So hopefully you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments below what you thought. This is Comic Uno. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter. Don't forget to like my Facebook page. Also, description below, there are links for my comic book, Like Father, Like Daughter, and don't forget to like the Facebook page of Like Father, Like Daughter. I'll see you guys later.